Read it again. It's called Arab Enslavement and Slaughter of Black Africans Must Stop. Save it, write it down. If you're listening on Clubhouse, read it. Read it as soon as this is done. Go and read it. Click on the links that are referenced in it. Look at what's going on here. Charles Jacobs and Ben Poser, as they're writing this, they draw some correlations between October 7th in Israel and Nigeria specifically, Sudan as well, and Mauritania. And what they delineate, what they show in this writing is that what happened in Israel on October 7th, October 7th happens all the time in these countries, right? By the same terrorist, the same mindset, the same type of terrorist group that did what they did to Israel on October 7th does what they do to Africans on a daily basis. So I'll just read it, just a couple of experts. It says, one little known but highly detailed report of an Arab Muslim pogrom against black tribesmen and Christians in Africa during that period shows how eerily similar the anti-black African jihad raids are to Hamas pogroms against Jews. According to the report, just after dawn on March 28, 1987, Arabs, and I hope I pronounce this right, Arabs from the Rizigat tribe set upon their black neighbors in the town of El Dain, storming their village with axes, gasoline, guns, knives, spears, sticks, and swords, looking to murder people who sought whatever shelter they could. The night before, the raiders had attacked black members of the Dinka tribe at the local church. Many of the hunted took refuge near the local police station. The next day, government officials and police organized a train to evacuate the Dinka people north. But like many Israeli safe rooms, talking about October 7th, the train station and the police barracks became death traps. In Israel, Hamas burned Jewish homes to force people out of rocket shelters so they could be slaughtered. In Sudan, the terrorists set fire to the train cars and the police station and then shot, stabbed, and beat to death those who tried to escape. And as Hamas terrorists did in southern Israel, Rizgat Arabs grabbed and kidnapped their victims' children, even toddlers. One Arab, according to the report, stabbed a Dinka woman, stole her money, and snatched her 4-month-old baby. Please read the entire article and share it with everyone. Now, even as I'm reading this, for those who are listening, I can already feel the hesitation to share it, talk about it, even in some of the words I said. And the reason for that is that, unfortunately, a lot of us have fallen prey in some form or fashion, to some degree, victim to the programming that says you can't say anything negative about Muslims or Islam because that's Islamophobia, period. And if you say something that could halfway maybe be considered negative, you have to make sure you preface it 70,000 times before you finish your sentence that I'm non-Islamophobic, I don't hate Muslims, this is just, I'm talking about these groups of people. That's part of the culture war that we've lost, ladies and gentlemen, because there are too many of us who are afraid to just say what's happening. I'm not talking about taking up arms and storming Arab villages. I'm talking about families were slaughtered, are being slaughtered in Nigeria and Sudan and Mauritania by the same Islamic ideology that fuels the terrorist group that killed Israelis. The problem is that's been considered not politically correct. So then we get afraid to just say what's right in front of us because we don't want to be labeled a certain way. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're afraid to say what just happened in front of you because you're afraid to be labeled a certain way, you have been psychologically compromised.